Hello, friends. Happy Tuesday. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late. The program told me that I wasn't connected. So I think I'm connected now. I'm just trying to get my phone connected so that you can see my tabletop as well. But welcome, welcome. If you're joining live, say a little hello in the comments. I'd love to connect with you. So let's see whether we can get our tabletop connected. I'm so excited to share today's project with you because I had an amazing weekend. Let's see. Can you see that okay? Oh, we'll move this out of the way. Okay. I think we got some action here. Okay. So, how was everyone? My name is Genevieve Coe, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Markham, Ontario, Canada. I absolutely love playing with Stampin' Up! Products because it makes me happy, and we all need a dose of happiness. I just kind of let the cares go, and I just find there's so much negativity in the world. I feel like there's so much, I don't know, noise, and I don't want to think about it. So I just go into my craft room, I play with paper, I turn on some music. So, how do you craft? I want you to enjoy what you craft. If you haven't crafted before with paper, welcome. I'm excited to share with you because I want to show you how easy it is. So, I have a fun project for you today. I love what I do, and I find I love it more and more the more that I share it with others. So, if you are interested in connecting with me, coming to any of my events, my class schedule has been updated. I think the link is in the description. I've got a ladies retreat day. And so what that is, it's a full day where you can just craft whatever you want, whether it's knitting, crocheting, scrapbooking, card making, beading, whatever you want. Just bring it to, I'm renting a place in Markham so that you can have the space to just craft and relax and enjoy. So hopefully you'll be able to join me if you live within driving distance of Markham, because everybody needs to take space to relax. And so that's why it makes me so happy to be a demonstrator, because I get to create these spaces for you. And this online video is another way to create space for you to just relax. I'd love it if you craft along with me as well, with whatever supplies you have. And if you don't have supplies and you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, please choose me as your demonstrator. You'll be supporting local, you'll be supporting my little small business, and I love what I do. So thank you in advance for your support. You can place orders for anything you see that I'm using just by hitting the link in the description, or on the screen you can see I've got the Linktree/Stampin' for Fun. So you can go to my shopping page from there. You can also see my upcoming classes. So I told you about Ladies Retreat Day. Lunch, Laugh, and Craft has really been gaining in popularity. I guess everybody just likes to go out and chat and have lunch and make something pretty. So for March, I actually split it into 2 days. So I had one yesterday. I'll have another one today, which means there is a little 1 or 2 spaces. If somebody last minute wants to join, let me know. It's at the Swiss Chalet, Markham and 14th area. It's a great gathering there. Oh, Linda was there yesterday, right? So so I decided, normally I do it every other month, but I'll be doing it every month. So I have one in April, and I will be setting up one for May. Okay, so because people enjoy it and I love enjoying it with you, and you'll always get to make something pretty. Okay, so let's make this a bit of a conversation. Thanks for everyone who helped me on last week's card about where to put the flower and everything. So today, I don't know whether there'll be a lot of chance to direct me how to create, because I've already created this. This was one of the projects from Creating for Christ this past weekend. What a fun event. So let me turn my table around, and there's lots of new things happening today. So if you haven't hit my online store to check out the new things, make sure you do so. But let me see if I can get this tabletop here and turn on the light. Okay, and I'll turn off the overhead. Hello, good morning. Okay, so as I shared, I'm going to be doing a really fun notebook project. So this is just using just a standard notebook. I think I just got it off Amazon. So it's really easy. Let me see if I can get my tabletop a bit bigger for you. Hello, welcome. Okay, so, oops, I wanted to do a little more like this so you can see my tabletop bigger. Okay, so this is a really fun idea you could do with any, you can decorate it any way you want, but I want to show you the project that we made for Creating for Christ. And so I'm taking just a piece of Granny Apple Green. Our theme for the event was kind of obviously preparing for Easter, Jesus themed, but we also had a few nods to Anne of Green Gables because I read the book this summer and I loved it so much. And there were so many links and connections to some of the things that I like to reflect on. So anyway, so there was a little bit of a green Anne of Green Gables theme going on. And okay, so this is, let me give you the measurement for this. This is 5 inches, 5 inches by 8 inches. Okay, so you're going to want to make sure it's 5 inches by 8 inches. And then I scored it at the top, okay, at 3/4 inches. Okay, so this is 5 inches by 8 inches, and this is 3/4 inches right here. Okay, and I scored it. Okay, so if you don't have our awesome paper trimmer, you're going to want to get that because it actually also has a scoring blade here. So that you can cut and score all using the same tool, no fuss, no muss. Okay, so I've already done that, but what we're going to do is we're going to decorate the front, and you can decorate it any way you want. I'm choosing to use one of the beautiful product of the month products. And this one is called the Painted Illusions Designer Series paper. It's the February product of the month. And if you're not familiar with the product of the month, you can access it for just $5. That's only until May, actually. You can access it for just $5 when your cart has $100 or more of product in it. Okay, so you can't buy it separately. You have to access it through placing a minimum order there. So make sure to add the product of the month to your cart before you check out, because everybody only gets one product of the month, and you have to get it before you check out. So I'm going to cut this at 4 inches, but we have a new product of the month for March. It's called, I think it's called Notes of Spring. I'll show you a picture of it. I don't have it yet, but I just placed my order today for it. So hopefully it'll get here quickly. But here, this one is still available, the February product of the month. One side is super colorful. The other side is a little more mono-colored. Okay, but it uses Lost Lagoon, Granny Apple Green, looks like Petal Pink. Okay, so you can see that there. There's some great ombre effects. Look at that. Okay, so many different ways to use this. So I'm just going to cut this at 4 inches by 4 inches. And you'll see there's some pretty peacock hidden in there as well. So I've cut this 4 inches by 4 inches. So I always think things kind of pop when there's a mat. Okay, do you guys like to mat your paper? Because it just gives it that extra pop. Right? So you see, and we'll just decorate the front of this. We're making a notebook cover, by the way. Okay, so this is not the usual card size. Okay, so we'll put that on there. See how it just makes it pop? But I love Stampin' Up! Product because it coordinates. The Granny Apple Green is also in the Designer Series paper. The Pretty Peacock, also in the Designer Series paper. You're going to see that we are going to use some Darling Duckling, and that'll coordinate really nicely too. So that, if you think that the products I'm using you can just get anywhere, you can't. You have to get them through a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So as I mentioned, if you don't have one, I would love to be your demonstrator, because we don't just sell products, we teach and we give tips and tricks and keep you up in the loop. So I would love to connect with you. Don't be shy at all. Okay, so let's adhere this right on. You'll see how I'm going to decorate this. But again, this one is what we did for Creating for Christ, but you could decorate it for Easter. You could, this is a really affordable gift for a friend, a meaningful gift for a friend. Okay, so put that on. Okay, and again, everything I'm using, you're welcome to purchase it from me. Okay, so that already dresses up our cardstock. What do you think so far? And then I'm just going to take a scrap of our basic white. Our basic white is designed for stamping. It's actually meant to help the ink sit on it really nicely. I'm going to use the coordinating Granny Apple Green ink to coordinate with the cardstock. Okay, and I am using this beauty. It's called the Faith Collection. It's got stamps and it's got coordinating dies. I kind of keep them in the same case to keep it easy. But let's stamp. I'm going to use this foliage piece. Okay, wouldn't this make a great Easter gift for someone as well? Okay, and if you're just joining me, say a little hello in the comments. I always like feeling like I'm stamping with people, not completely alone. Okay, so I'll just ink this up. I need to juice up my ink pads, I think. In the winter, my house gets dry, I think, from the heating or whatever. So my ink pads correspondingly get a little dry. Okay. Hello, Diane. Great to see you. Okay, so there we go. Look at that. Look at the detail in that stamp. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay, and it didn't take any special skill at all. You don't have to have special skills. It's not like playing basketball where you have to be super physically coordinated and have a lot of energy. I literally just tapped in the ink pad and pushed straight down and straight up. So all you need to kind of create our projects is stamps, ink, and paper. And the very first time when you're purchasing, make sure you get some blocks because that's what the stamps mount onto. Okay, so we've got that beautiful image. And then I have already used the die to cut out this shape of the cross because you'll notice it fits perfectly in here. Okay, hang on a minute. Let me grab it. I've already pre-cut it just to make it a little easier. Also because I'm running to Lunch, Laugh, and Craft today. Okay, so here we go. So we can pop that right on there and we can use Stampin' Dimensionals to lift it up a bit. But I noticed in the stamp set that there is kind of this wooden detail image. And I thought, wouldn't it be nice to add a little texture on here or appearance of texture, I guess, using that stamp. So that's what I'm doing. I've got the stamp. I already pre-cut it just to make it a little faster today, but you could also stamp it and then cut it. It is totally up to you. But I'm going to show you, if you're not familiar with how to die cut, I'll show you. It's very easy. But I'm just going to tap. This is Darling Duckling. And again, boom, look at that coordination, right? That's what makes our products extra special. Okay, and then we are going to, and guess what? Even if it's not perfect, it's okay. But look at that. That's pretty good, right? Can you see the image on there? Gives that nice texture or appearance of texture. It doesn't actually pop up or anything. But I am going to pop it up using Stampin' Dimensionals. Let me show you what Stampin' Dimensionals are. They are just little foam adhesives that are double-sided. So we'll take that, and we'll pop it on. What do you guys think so far? Are you feeling happy? Crafting always makes me feel happy. That's why I love it so much. I don't let anything interfere with my little happy place here. So if you're looking for something that kind of gives you a little moment of rest, gives you a little bit of creativity without having to be all super physically active or super talented. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have put that on because I wanted to cut this out. Let's see whether it's too late. I'll just gently pull this off. It's easier to put it through my cut and emboss machine when it doesn't have the layer on it. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to pop it through here with the coordinating die. Okay, so super easy. It's just like a little sandwich, almost like a little pasta maker. It doesn't require any electricity. Everybody needs their very own cut and emboss machine because it works so great. Oh, not this die. This one would cut out the cross in the middle, but I'm actually going to use this coordinating die to cut out the coordinating shape. Okay. There we go. And we'll run it through. Okay, so the press just pushes down. There's no electricity. You don't need any special technical knowledge. All you do is roll it through and look what happens. It cuts out the shape. That is the power of Stampin' Up! Coordination. Things are matchy-matchy. It is so great. Okay. So let's do that. And now we can move our little machine out of the way. Okay, so now I'll put this back on. Okay, we'll bring our little notebook cover here. We'll pop that on. This is a great project for Easter. And how many of you have already taken advantage of the February product of the month and got that gorgeous paper? You could use it for so many different things, scrapbooking, origami, anything like that. Okay. Doesn't it just make you cheerful to look at this paper? Easter is always a time of hope, so that's lovely. And then I'm just going to take a little strip. Let me see whether I can have a little scrappy strip. I always keep these little strips after I cut my paper. So we'll take a little piece of basic white and one of the sentiments. There's a few different sentiments in this stamp set. God is love. He is risen. I'm going to use the He is risen, although God is love is nice too. But anyway, I already have this on the black. Okay, so don't worry. Obviously, I've used it in some red or purple ink there. Just because it's stained, it doesn't mean that the ink is transferring. I've already cleaned it. But I'm going to use the Pretty Peacock so that it coordinates nicely with that matte. Okay, matchy-matchy. For those of us that, aren't experts with creativity, matchy-matchy is the key. There you go. Okay, and I'll grab my little scissors and we'll maybe I'll just cut it on an angle there and pop this on here. Okay, maybe I'll use a dimensional to pop it up again. Oh, is this off the screen? Can you see it okay? Okay, so let's do that. And then you're still thinking like, what is Genevieve making? It's not the right size for a card. What does this have to do with a notebook? Let me show you. So it's like a cover for the notebook. So here, okay, so I've measured this 5 inches by 8 inches to match exactly with this. I'm going to stick this piece down right here. You can use tear and tape adhesive or liquid glue, anything like that will work. Let's see how the tear and tape goes. I'm just gonna, okay, the tear and tape is pretty strong and you can easily manage it and make it just the length that you want here. Okay, so it's double-sided. I've peeled this off so the adhesive is there. And then I'm just gonna stick this right on here. Okay, so we've just created a cover for our little notebook. That's what this score line is for. But to give more of a finished edge here, what I did is I took a piece of the pretty peacock, okay, and then I don't know what size it is. Maybe it's about an inch and a quarter, something like that. Yeah, 1¼ inches. And then I scored it at 1/2 inch on each side. Can you see that? So each side, I went in 1/2 inch and scored it. Okay, so we can just fold on the score lines. And this will give it kind of a nice finished edge for the notebook. Okay, so we will do that. Let's take our tear and tape again. And we'll pop this on here. And pop this on here. Okay, see that? And then peel off this little backing. And we will line it right up there. And then same with the back end. We're just going to peel that off. Okay, and so we've kind of created just a nice little finished edge, and we created a cover. And so this is a beautiful decorated notebook. Okay, what do you guys think? I love this idea. Anybody can do it. I mean, the key things you need is the paper trimmer so that you measure your cover the right size, and so that you've also got the scoring blade that you can make the little score lines. And then you can decorate it however you want. Imagine how it would be cute for if you wanted to do more of the bunnies and rabbits and Easter egg theme. You could do that. This paper would still be great. You could do a Valentine's theme. You could do a Mother's Day theme, anything like that. This would make a great party favor. If you're doing an event and wanted to give a gift to the guests. Isn't that great? So I hope you enjoyed my project. Let me show you a couple of other things we created this weekend at my Creating for Christ event. And don't hesitate to register for any of my upcoming classes. I have virtual ones that are great if you live long distance or you can't get out of the house that easily. But I really love my in-person ones where you can come out and socialize. There's something so nice about being together. So let me show you a couple other projects that we did. And then I'll show you the little gift at the end. Okay, so since we had kind of an Anna Green Gables theme, those of you who have read Anna Green Gables, she's always getting together with people for tea. When you go and visit someone, you sit and you visit, you take time and you connect and you have tea with them. And so I just gave a little farewell gift to everybody of a little teacup, which I just put a few chocolates and created this little tag with the Easter bunny. Isn't that cute? Okay. Another project we did, I'm not going to show you because we don't have time to show you how I made it, but this is an easel card. Okay, so it stands up like this. Okay, I don't know, maybe I'll hold it this way. It's using some products from a brand new suite that was released today. Okay, so actually both of these projects we did using that suite. This makes an actually a shaped card like a jam jar. Isn't that fun? So we've got some scripture memory in there for creating for Christ. But this one, this easel one, I don't know if I can show you. Hopefully you can see. Look at this very cool embossing folder. So that cut and emboss machine I showed earlier, there's an embossing folder that has little strawberries. Oh no, little ladybugs. How adorable is that, right? But because it's an easel, there's kind of like a little, hang on, like a little gap here. And I thought, wouldn't it be fun to, let's see whether this works, put a little candle in the back so it kind of glows. Isn't that neat? Okay, it's always good to remember light, especially when there's so much negativity and darkness around. I love doing what I do and I love sharing it with others and I love these amazing products. And so I just want to use them to shed some light in this dark world. So I think all of us have the ability to be a light in this world. Anyway, so hopefully you enjoyed our little stamping time together. I hope it inspired you. And it is so great to visit with you. Let me know how you want to connect. And don't hesitate to click any of the links to learn more. And if you like watching my videos and don't want to miss any, make sure to hit the subscribe button on YouTube if that's where you're watching me. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye for now.